Hey y'all, we are back and today we are doing something a little bit different. We normally do small business grants. We'll talk about things associated with your business, whether it's taxes, building your credit, all of that type of stuff. Today we are talking about a rent to own program. Of course, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you get anything of value, beginning, middle, end, like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that goodness. I'm going to be paying attention to the chat. As always, I'm going to start off just by showing you all the Patreon. A Patreon, I put different resources in there. I also put different grants in there as well. And then I want to highlight the fact that somebody has created a fraudulent account in order to reach out to subscribers and individuals on my business page as well in an effort to take your money. So I'm going to do that first, give people time to come to the channel, and then we'll get into the parameters, qualifications for this program. So let me share my screen, start with the Patreon, but you do have to connect your Discord in order for it to work. So let's go there first. And I'll put a link to the Discord and my website, plus my email that you'll need to use if you're interested in this program. The rent to own program as well will be in the chat. Okay, so with the Discord, if you're new, everything is categorized for you as far as different grants that you might be looking for. I am going to start posting, since I am a real estate broker as well, I am going to start posting things related to that industry. I'm going to create another channel for that. And the first one will be, about this rent to own program, a link to their website as well. But we have the general section, which in here, I just post anything that's coming up. I'm pretty sure most folks have seen that, FAA is hiring. You can go to the website and get all the details. I don't want to go into all of that, but then it's categorized. You have your for-profit grants, nonprofit grants, state specific. So if you are eligible, so the for-profits are going to be within the United States. So anywhere in the United States, you will be able to apply for these. Obviously, nonprofit is nonprofit. And then state specific will be if you're located or your business is headquartered in this specific state, but then sometimes you have to be a resident as well. We have the YouTube, and here I just post videos, the videos. I post the videos here first. So whenever I finish with this live, I'll post it here. So then that way, individuals that have already subscribed to this, they don't have to try to catch every video and possibly miss one. International grants, anybody outside of the US. Then I've loaded some documents. We have a sample business plan, pitch deck, if you're interested in doing drop shipping, and then as well as Airbnb, because those two seem to be pretty hot right now. And then also accelerators. These are more of you're not going to get finances, right? But you're going to get maybe an 8-week cohort, 12-week, whereas you're going to be able to network with industry leaders. And then you'll also have access to a mentor, all of that goodness. Now, let me find this Facebook post, which might take a quick second because it's a little bit down my page now, but I want you all to be able to see the pictures just so you can get an idea if you end up getting an email from this person or if they reach out to you and say email. So what they're doing is they're saying, somebody might make a comment on the video asking me a question, and then the person will say, well, reach out to her directly at this email address. And I do not have an email address for Money Time. So they literally use the entire channel, which is Money Time with Ebony Dion ESQ at gmail.com. They're asking for $500. I do not request $500 associated with the grants that I post. If you're on YouTube, they're free. If you're inside of the Discord/Patreon, that's still a minimum cost of $20. So it's definitely not $500 that I'm requesting. And then also they're asking for confidential information, which you should never be sharing this information with anyone. So they're asking for your bank routing number. They're asking for your account number. Then they ask you all these different questions about if you had felonies, where you're located at, your phone number. So for me, it seems like more so that they're trying to steal your identity versus that they're actually going to help you with this grant, and or they're just trying to take the money. Either way, Money Time does not have a Gmail account. My website is always in the description box, my email, and you can reach me through the website, which will be in the description box as well. So I'm going to put these two items in the chat, and then I am going to start talking about this grant. Not grant, y'all. I'm so used to saying that we're talking about the rent to own program. Okay. So I put the real estate in there. So let's get into the qualifications because there's a lot of them. And first and foremost, yes, the minimum credit score is 550. The minimum annual income is $30,000 a year. And then also you need to have $3,000 in savings. Now, the $3,000 in savings is attached to the $30,000 in annual income. So the more income that you have, the more that you would need to have in savings, because then you would be eligible for a larger purchase amount. So remember, this is just baseline. And if you're looking at something, if your income is $30,000, because they do anything from $110,000 as far as finding a home, up to $500,000 depending on your location. Typically standard is $400,000 that they will go up to. I also want to add that you do not have to have a 550 credit score. You can have an 800 credit score and say, you know what, I'm tired of being, maxed out or bought out, etc., from different investors, because the beauty of this program is going to present itself as a cash offer. You close within 21 days and you have a 14-day due diligence period, which is really the bulk of your time. When you sign up for the program, they do a soft pull on your credit. So even if you have, I don't know, like if you have excellent credit, if you have not so good credit, it's not going to be a ding on your credit score, right? It's only going to be a soft pull so they can see what the numbers look like, and then they will create a budget for you. Once they figure out what your budget is, your savings / down payments will be 2 to 3% of that amount. Now, I'm not good at math, so just, if you get approved for $300,000, then whatever 2% of that or 3% of that, depending on, I'm pretty sure it's probably dependent on your credit profile and also dependent on your annual salary. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of moving pieces for them to then determine what, amount of house you're going to get, and then what percentage you're going to have to put down, the type of home that you can get. So they are looking for homes in urban areas. So in the city, it cannot be a rural home, it cannot be a mobile home, and it cannot be a home that is older than the year 1978. And the exception for that is if it's been fully renovated, and then it's also on public utilities. That's the word. So it got to be on public utilities if it's older than 1978. Your debt to income has to be no more than 45%. So, look at your credit. These are things that I think you would know, right? If you're over 45%. You cannot be delinquent on any of your student loans. You cannot have any bankruptcies that have not been discharged within 6 to 12 months. So you can have a bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is not bad. They're just saying, so if it got discharged 3 months ago, then you need to wait a little bit longer and then come to the program. They do work with self-employed individuals. And of course, they work with first-time home buyers. You will need, let me make sure I got all this. Oh, they have an 80% success rate. And the program is for 12 to 24 months. So this is how it works. You would come to a realtor, myself, and you would email me your name, your email address, etc. I would then send you an invite to apply. And again, it's a soft pull. If you get approved, then we go to the next step. If they say, not yet, you will be put on their wait list, but they will then give you a list of everything that they need for you to do in order for you to be ready to move forward with the program. The goal is that nobody would be on their program for more than 24 months. So when they are looking at all of your documentation, they're looking to say, okay, this individual can definitely rent a property and be ready to go get a mortgage within 2 years. If they don't feel that you're capable to do that, then they will not even offer you to be able to go and find your own home. I'm trying to make sure I don't have any comments, y'all. So if you got questions, there might be a small delay. So definitely put them in there, and then, you know, I'll answer them as I go along. So let's say you get approved and they give you a budget of, I don't know, $200,000, $300,000. So within that budget, you would then work with your realtor and you get to go find whatever home that you like. Now, can be an investment property, can't be a fixer-upper. So it has to be a home that can pass an inspection, and whatever you offer has to be aligned with the appraisal. So I know a lot of, you know, buyers right now, I mean, I don't even want to say right now because the market is cooling off, y'all. You know, yes, people are still putting in multiple offers, but with the interest rates going up, the market is not as hot as it was, where you have people put in $50,000 in due diligence and things like that. So you cannot waive the inspection. So don't fall in love with a house and think that I want it so badly that you don't have to do the inspection. No. So when you go to the home with your realtor, both of you, specifically your realtor, needs to make sure that it is a home that can pass the inspection. Also, in order for them to make an offer on that piece of property, they must have your 2 to 3% earnest money. From a realtor's perspective, they're calling it a down payment, because what happens is if they have your money in hand, then they'll be ready to make that cash offer. A few other things that you can't have any repossessions, recent repossessions. They keep saying 6 months, so I'm going to say 6 months. You also cannot have any current delinquencies on your credits. Now, I don't know what current means because that has not been fully explained. So current could mean, I don't know, since they've been using 6 months a lot. So maybe if it's been 2 years since you've missed a payment, I'm pretty sure they will be okay with that. But I think when they say new, maybe within the past 6 months would be a problem. You cannot have any recent evictions, housing issues, etc. Because again, their goal is to make sure that you will be eligible for not only a mortgage, but then you would also be able to pay your rent. Your rent will be market rate. However, they will have what they call a down payment budget. So with that budget, let's say the market rate where you're at is $1,000. They will look at how much money you originally put down. So when you got ready to make that offer, if they said you needed a minimum of $3,000, and let's say you put down $5,000, then your additional bucket of money would be less. But these are all hypothetical numbers. I don't know what these numbers look like because they're all they're specific to individuals and whatever their profiles look like. So if you have $1,500, $1,000 rent, they might say, okay, you need to pay an extra $300 because they're going to help you save for your down payment. So when you do get approved and you're ready to move out, you're not scrambling to come up with your down payment. And their goal is for you to be out in 2 years. Now, I did ask the question, like, what happens if it's more than 2 years? if, I think it all depends on what has been happening with the person, because you will have a credit coach or mentor along that 2 years. And their goal is to make sure that you stay on track in order to complete the program. You're probably thinking then, okay, what happens if I decide 3 months, 4 months, 5 months that I'm no longer interested in the program? If you are a part of the program and let's say at month 5 or 6, you decide this isn't for me and I do not want to continue to pay, market rent plus, whatever the bucket of money that you're paying for your down payments, then you will have to pay them 3% of whatever that home appraised of when you exit the program. However, let's say your bucket of money is $1,000 that would have been going towards your down payment and you only owed them $500. They would take the $500 and then they would give you the $500 back. Also, you are able to customize your house, right? So if you get in that house, when we say customize, now you can't go in there and mess up the people's house until it's yours. But if you go in there and you decide that I want to put in a new kitchen, you can put in a new kitchen. If you decide that you want to change the paint color, you can do all of those things, because again, in their mind, this is your home that they are temporarily holding for you. So keep that in mind as well. So if you go see a house that you and your realtor feels that, is going to pass the inspection, some cosmetic things that I don't like, it's a electric stove and I want a gas stove, or it's a white refrigerator and I want stainless steel. Definitely overlook those things if it's within budget for you to then be able to purchase those items. So you don't have to look for the perfect home thinking that you won't be able to make any adjustments. However, make sure that you are fully committed to the process before you put money into this property. And then for whatever reason, you no longer have the property, they get the property back, and now they have thousands of dollars of equity that you've now put into this home. Also, repairs. So if you're in the home and there's a repair that needs to happen, they will pay up to $200 in repairs. And then anything over that amount, you all will split 50-50. No. Am I saying that backwards? You pay up to $200. I did say that backwards. You would pay up to $200. Over $200, it would be split 50-50. So if it's $300 in repairs, you would be responsible for $250, and then they would chip in for the $50. So small repairs, you would be responsible for. You're responsible for all of the utilities. You're responsible for, the upkeep and all of that. This is your house that somebody is temporarily holding for you. And what I will say, this is probably, in my opinion, because I've seen a lot of rent to own deals. I'm going to say deals. I'm not going to say programs. I've seen a lot of rent to own deals that just go bad. You put up all this money up front and then you just lose it. But with this program, they genuinely want you to succeed. And the bucket of money stays your bucket of money, even if you decide to exit the program. Also, so on the flip side, at the beginning, I said, if you have 800 credit score, you are able, let's say you just want to put in a cash offer, but remember, you still have to do that 3%, right? So let's say I go buy a house tomorrow, and then 2 weeks later, I get pre-approved, or I get approved rather, for a mortgage. I'm still going to have to pay them that 3% no matter when I exit the program. Also, the 3% is for the first year. So if you do the program for an entire 2 years, you're going to pay a total of 6%. But here's the key. So the first year, no matter when you leave the program, you pay 3%. The second year is going to be 0.75 each quarter until you hit the 3%. So you could leave in the first quarter of your second year, and then you would just be paying 3.75. Bonus about this is It's whatever the home appraised for when you purchased it. And we know home values are going up. So let's say you get a home for $300,000, and then by the time you are ready to get your own mortgage, it's valued at $400,000 or $500,000. You still only have to pay that 3 to 6% of that $300,000, which again, I say it kind of like it locks in the appraisal, and is not the market value of the home. So that way you can properly budget, and then obviously they can better budget for the bucket of money that they're going to put aside for you in order to have your down payment. I think, foreclosures. I forgot to mention that. So with foreclosures, you have to be out of your foreclosure for at least a year. So even still, you don't have to wait 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, whatever. As long as you have not had your foreclosure and it's been a year since you've been foreclosed and you've done whatever needs to be done, you are then going to be eligible for this program. I want to make sure I have not missed anything aside from no delinquent taxes. So you cannot have any delinquent federal or state taxes. So if your taxes are currently delinquent and you're interested in getting into this program, please, please, please get on a payment plan. And the IRS, because they want their money and it's a little hard for them to get it, they will definitely put you on a payment plan. That's all of everything. Condos. So condos, townhomes, you only can get a townhome if it is fee simple, so they really prefer to work with single homes, but there are small exceptions for fee simple. Now I'm going to list all the states that the program is in, and you do not have to be located in that state. So if you're not in this state and you decide that you're looking to relocate anyways, this is an opportunity to do that as well. So the states: Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, North Carolina, Maryland, Ohio, South Carolina, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, West Virginia, and they're still expanding. So this gets updated quite frequently. So I would just keep looking into it. And then the program is Landis. I should have said that at the beginning, y'all. I forgot, but the program is Landis. So the program is Landis. The states, I'm going to say them more quickly. I've said them slow just in case. Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, North Carolina, Maryland, Ohio, South Carolina, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and West Virginia. And I think that is it. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything, but I mean, it's a pretty, so current on your credit accounts. You can have late payments, but as long as you got current, which we talked about, that's it. And even if you just started a new job, you're eligible for this program. So it doesn't have to say you got this many years of income from one job. So if you had a job for a year and a half and now you're at another job, you still will be eligible. I'm going to wait a couple seconds and see if we have any questions. But if we don't have any questions, like I said, this program is pretty easy breezy. And then my email, if you're interested in the program, I'm going to put that in my description. So then you can email me. I just need your name, email address. That's it. I don't need any other information that you're going to send to me. And then I will send you a link to be able to apply for the program. So if you got anything of value from this video, if you can like, share, subscribe, because I don't see any comments, which I guess that is a beautiful thing, which means I must have answered everybody's questions while on this live. And I want you all to enjoy the rest of your evening.